Hello. Hi. Queendom 2 has officially ended. The finale has happened. We have a winner, and I'm going to spoil that winner in a few seconds, so try to skip a little bit ahead if you don't want that to be spoiled. You have 3, 2, 1. Congrats, WJSN! Woo! I've never gotten to use this, so woo! I'm going to talk about the results more at the end of the video, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts on that, hold off. Or you can click on the timestamp, but you should at least try to watch the whole video. Anyway, just like with all of my Queendom videos, you know the drill by now. We are going to go from my least favorite performance and we are going to count up to my favorite performance. And I'm going to talk a bit about the results and whatever, how I felt about the show, stuff like that at the end. So let's just jump right into it. My 6th placed performance. Loona. I can hear the dislike button going off. Keep watching though, keep up, let me speak. Okay? Yeah. I unfortunately didn't care for the song. And Loona's was a song I was excited for based off of the initial teaser. And it went a lot more NCT 127. And I was expecting maybe a little more ITZY. And my biggest problem with the song is it just didn't feel like a Loona song. And the identity of the group felt lost to me in that. And that bummed me out. After hearing the songs a few more times, it's grown a little bit, but it's still not something I see myself really ever listening to. But the song is part of my rankings. The other part is the actual performance of the song. And before I actually speak about the performances, let me just say right up front, the stage and the camera work for this finale were awful. Like, absolutely awful. I can kind of overlook camera work because it is a live show, but this stage, like, it just sabotaged pretty much every performance. And I feel like I'm going to talk about that, like, with every single one of these. So let me just say right now, the stage and the camera work made every performance worse than it really was or could have been. And that is obviously not the fault of the girls doing the performances. Everyone did a great job. So let's just get that out right now. So let's talk about Loona's performance of Pose. I thought it was fine. There was a lot going on. There's a bunch of what I've talked about in the show where it's like someone's doing a thing and like someone's waiting for like their time. And I don't care for that. I rather just like a performance. It's just something that annoys me with these performances. And kind of what I was saying about the song, it's just a style I don't really want from Loona, and I don't think it fits them that well. I think there's better styles that they could be doing. So as much as it pains me, I don't want them to be my least favorite. I love this group, but unfortunately it just was my overall least favorite song performance combination. Number 5, WJSN. I know it's very ironic what my least 2 favorite performances were. That's another song I just didn't really care for. I don't think it's a bad song by any means, but it just felt like a B-side. Like, I could see this on a WJSN album as a B-side, and it's probably a B-side I might end up skipping. It's not something I would be adding to my playlist. So overall, it's just kind of disappointing. It's not the WJSN sound that I really love. And I think that's what kind of bums me out the most. Also, what is this freaking intro? Like, it's fine you want to put that on the stage, but let's not put it on the Spotify version. Like, no offense, Sola, I don't really need to hear you talking. That sounded so mean. There's not much use of like a monologue in a song. So that's kind of annoying to have for the recorded version. Hopefully, if they put this on their album, which I kind of hope they don't, I kind of prefer Queendom Kingdom songs to just be for the show and they don't need to have this life outside of it. I don't need them to be on albums. Like, that's fine. I hope if they do end up putting this on their album that they cut that part out. Like, it'd be cool to have a non-Queendom version. For the performance, not a lot going on. It's just kind of the same kind of choreography with like a bunch of people, and then they like go on the sides of the stages. Like, I'm glad they didn't try to do too much, but it almost felt like there was too little going on. Like, it didn't have that finale impact, and that's kind of putting it low, even though I also didn't really like the song. I couldn't tell you why I have it above Loona. They're kind of equal in my mind. It's a lot of the times with a lot of these rankings. It's like I have a clear bottom three and a clear top three, and the rankings in between them, it's kind of just like a what I'm feeling. I couldn't tell you like my specific reasoning, but yeah, I'm having them fifth. In fourth place, Hyolyn. I think this is the only time in the show that I didn't have her in the top three. I think this is her worst stage of the show. Also, don't really care for the song. Unfortunate. I do think the performance had a finale impact to it, but a lot of that gets hurt from the stage design. As usual, her vocals really elevate her performances, making them just way more enjoyable. And she just sounds amazing. And Youngji is the easy like star of this song. Her part is so good, and I really love that in the performance she stays in the performance. Like, it isn't like she does her part and then she's like gone, never to be seen again. I'm also glad they didn't go too into the ethnic hip part of it, because the song has a bit of like an ethnic hip element to it, and I'm glad they didn't really lean into that for the performance. That was one of my biggest worries going into this. I'm glad they didn't do that. So, yay. So overall, a bit of a weak performance, but it's Hyolyn, so it's also still kind of good. So, fourth place. In third place, Brave Girls. So, Brave Girls did kind of a smart thing. And it's weird, because it's like both a pro and a con, I would say. And their song is just a Brave Girls song. It's just something they would put out as a normal comeback song, which just makes it good. First of all, I like that they just stayed with their identity. They didn't try to do something different. They didn't try to be all epic and edgy. This is just a refreshing summer song. I was so afraid Brave Girls would just try to be something they're not. And because I got that vibes from their original like intro performance and then the first round performance. And I was having like this, like, uh-oh, Brave Girls, no, like, this is not why you're famous. This is not why you broke out. Stay true to your roots. So I'm really glad that for the finale, they just did them, and that helps them so much. Where it kind of hurts them is this just isn't a finale song. There's not this huge impact to it. The stage is just a normal M Countdown stage, and that to me kind of is what like doesn't push it, you know, above and beyond. Like, it's a perfectly fine performance. I'm happy with it. I kind of really enjoy this choreography, and it was just like a fun stage. It was refreshing. It was different, and that's just nice to have. I do have to say there's too much bare feet. Too much bare feet in this performance. Normally when people do like barefoot performances, they're still wearing like these shoes, like they're like skin colored kind of shoes, because it's kind of dangerous to just dance barefoot on a stage. Yeah, too much bare feet. Number 2, VIVIZ. So, Red Sun was like my favorite song that came out. Like, when I did my initial reactions, I was just like swooning. I was head over heels. This is my vibe, my lane. Broadway-esque sounding pop songs. Yes! I just love this. Like, every round in Queendom when there's been a Broadway themed thing, it's going to the top. I love it. It definitely has like an early IU, even like a Gain like kind of flair to it, which is just really enjoyable. As for the performance, I thought it was fine. There are parts of it I really like. This Alice in Wonderland theme, that's kind of cool. Also kind of weird that we got 2 Alice in Wonderland themed performances this season. There's something kind of missing with this performance, which is why I'm like hesitant to put it to number 1. Though really 1 and 2 are kind of tied. I think this is their best vocal performance of the show. Granted, there is still kind of this missing link with VIVIZ's vocals ever since Yuju went solo. But I felt that this song fit more the style of their vocals than other songs that they have performed. Overall, man, this is just such a great song. And I hope VIVIZ does more of this, because I love this type of music. So, good job, VIVIZ. And for first, I have Kep1er. So, first talking about the song, The Girls. At first, I was kind of hesitant. Like, it was my second favorite, but I wasn't really, like, loving it. But now I kind of really like it. It has that itsy energy and sound that I just love. My biggest complaint really is just the drop. But because the second chorus has the gotta keep on, like, I think that makes it work. Really, the worst part of the song is the bridge, because it's just so clearly, like, meant for a dance break that it's like, it's not listenable. Like, it's not something I just want to listen to, because it's just, like, weird. I feel like there's so much I could talk about with this performance. I think Youngin was, like, amazing. She just looks so stunning. Bahi had so many parts for once, and she, like, crushed all of them. Shouting, as usual. Chaehyun with their high note. Actually, let's talk about her, because she was, like, in the hospital that day, and then was here for just the performance, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what to think about that. I hope her company wasn't, like, really pushing her to do this. Like, I hope, you know, she had a say in that. Like, as much as it would have sucked to not have her for the performance, you know, health comes first, and it would have been fine to just not have her. I mean, the fan cams don't have her in it for the rehearsals, but, you know, she made it. She did great. They did the best with the stage. Granted, they kind of have a home field advantage with, you know, being an Mnet group. But, like, with the fire and then, like, the rising things, I think they had, like, the best vision for it all. Whereas, like, some of the other ones kind of just, like, used it just to use it. And it didn't really serve this purpose. So they definitely did the best with that. I guess I didn't say this for VIVIZ and Brave Girls, but I did kind of like with them too, not using the side parts. Like, they were just like, nope, we're just going to use the stage. Like, I think they still use, like, the rising parts, but I kind of appreciated that, like, this stage is whack, so we're not going to even bother. Whereas, like, Kep1er, they got the stage, they knew what to do with it, and it worked. It also just felt like a finale performance, which, that's just nice. And it's nice to get a new song from Kep1er, because we don't really know their style, and I think this kind of works for them. It didn't seem too off, especially for a group that doesn't have, like, an established sound to it. We're kind of getting that. Granted, they're having a comeback in, like, 2 weeks, and they could just throw that all out the window. I don't know. I'm happy with this finale performance from Kep1er. Now let's talk about the results. So as I already said, WJSN won. Woo! They were the group I was rooting for all along. And second place was Loona. Those are the two groups that are, like, my favorite, I guess, of these. So they were the two I was hoping would go to the top. They were the two groups I was kind of expecting to be in the top two. Was it surprising that WJSN won? Like, yes, but no. It's mostly just surprising because Loona fans are... I don't have to say it, okay? And this whole, like, demanding, like, a recount and whatever. It's a show, guys. Like, these results do not matter. They get the M Countdown stage, which is a cool opportunity. Yeah. But, like, no need to start fan wars over this, okay? Oh My Girl didn't win, and they, like, blew up. Idol didn't win, and they're extremely successful. So, winning the show, really, at the end of the day, is not going to have this huge impact on anything. Losing the show isn't going to have a huge impact on anything. If we're really, like, getting angry about who won the show, like, come on. Now, we can't overlook the fact that Loona did not compete in the first round. So, if they had, they would have won the show. Which is kind of, I don't know, like a weird thing. You know, WJSN won, you know, and they should be happy with their win. But it is kind of like that, well, you know, if Loona hadn't got COVID, like, the whole thing's just so stupid. Just remember, like, it does not matter who won. It does not matter who lost. The show is about performing. It's about seeing the girls interact, learning some new groups, and overall, the show was fun. Am I glad it's over? Yes. Would I want a Queendom Season 3? Ask me in like 6 months. I talked about this, I think, when Girls Planet ended, but with these shows, they always sound like so great and you get so excited, and then the show happens and you just get like drained and angry, and then by the end of it, you're just so glad it's over and you're like, I'm never gonna watch this again. It's very equivalent to just like drinking alcohol. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, and you're kind of having fun, and then it stops being fun, and then when it's over, you're going, I never want to do that again. But then give it a few days and you're back at it again. So would I enjoy a Queendom Season 3? Probably. Right now, do I want it? No. Which makes me happy we didn't do this Road to Queendom and then Queendom, because I felt that with Kingdom, and I didn't even watch the shows. I tried watching them, and then like when they that was just so draining and exhausting. So I'm glad we're getting this nice little break. I do have one more Queendom video I'm hoping to put out. I don't know when it's going to be ready, but to give a nice little preview of the concept, it's going to be kind of similar to what I did with Girls Planet, where I had a friend who didn't watch the show rank the girls each round. I am having someone who does not follow K-pop, well, she knows something, but she doesn't know these groups, and I'm having her watch each round, give her rankings and thoughts. So I think that'll be a fun little experiment to get kind of an unbiased opinion on these performances. Stay tuned for that video if it does happen. She started ranking them, so, you know, give it like a week or two if people still care about Queendom by then. Anyway, thank you so much for following my Queendom journey, I guess. Let me know your thoughts on the finale performances, the finale songs, the winners. Keep it like nice though. I don't really want to see like any hate comments towards Loona, WJSN, or any of the groups. Please remember, this is just a fun show. It's not about who wins. It's not about who loses. So many of these groups are having comebacks in like 2 weeks. So that's exciting. I hope you might have liked a group after this. You know, was there a group that you didn't really know before that you're now a fan of? I'd be very intrigued. Leave anything in the comments that you wish. I'm gonna go have a lovely time of day wherever, whenever you are. Mwah. Bye.